many reasons. One is that today I've discovered your age, which, and I've also seen that when, she said, one of the things we need to do is to eat well, eat the right things, exercise. Now, when she says she's, unlike some of you who are very generous, my guess would have been around 40, 45. I would not have passed there as some gentleman passed all the way to 60. And that really, I think, is a consequence of that. So it's really holistic. Thank you very much, Lillian, for sharing. It's a holistic life. That's one of the things I've heard from her. It's not just about work. It's about the work. How are you living? And how is your life like? I think very good. So I know we have very many questions, and we have cut short, but there are many questions, which is good. What you can do is a particular question. Try and bespeak Lillian. She has other engagements post this, but please write and pass them to where's Richard. Please, if there's a question specific towards HR or something you wish Lillian to respond to, please just write on a piece of paper and pass it. Before she does leave, we'll find ways of ensuring that this can be disposed of. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yes, thank you very much. So really appreciate there are many things that she can share. Now she's head of corporate functions at APHRC. Before that, last time when we did such a session, she was HR manager. So it means that her star is continuing to rise. And for that, we thank God. And part of those reasons is that she's always very much available to engage and to inspire and to mentor. So thank you very much, and God bless you with the entire family. I've also had the kind of questions people are asking in JKUAT, beginning my friend there, I think, very serious questions. We wish you well. Wish you well. Very serious questions. Thank you, Bran. Thank you very much for coming together with is your dear wife around? Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Please, ile kidogo ya macho for JKUAT people utuachie. Because you benefited from our warm fellowship. So thank you very much. Hiyo ya macho ndio tuachie, hatuna mambo mengi. But thank you very much and welcome. And thank you all guys for the questions and so on. What we'd like to do now, by way of transition, as you write those questions and pass them, we have many associates who are already here and professionals who are part of today's program. I'd just like to, if it's not too much, please, all the associates and the professionals, please just come in front here so that then we can face the congregation. And then I will give them each an opportunity to introduce themselves, what they do, where they do it, and some fun fact about their lives, about their person. So please just come. The last person to enter was Steve Ombija, who came in very strongly. So let's all come forward. Let's all come forward, associates. The facilitators. The only one I'll excuse is Lillian, who just has been here not too long ago. Please come, including people from the World Bank. Just come. People from Microsoft and people from nowhere. Just come. Wherever it is, please come. Let's please come. All associates, recent, even if you are still on the tarmac. If you are any person who is inside here, not a student, you have concluded, and therefore you are part of the team that is offering support today, I'd like to see you here in front, because we thank God for you, including Bran. Please come. Emerson, come. Emerson runs an e-library. Frank, just put it down your bag and then come. So thank you very much. Oh, but okay. It tells me looks can be deceiving. Please, the youngest come. Just come here, guys. Really excited to have you around. It's welcome, Prof. Welcome, Prof. And welcome, Profess. And welcome, Daktari. Uh,
Good morning. My name is Emmanuel Otieno. I'm currently looking for a job. Okay, I pursued bachelor's degree in strategic management.
Good morning. My name is Newton Mokua. I did BSc Agriculture. Currently, I'm doing research and development for a flower.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Emerson. I pursued BSc Computer Science here. Currently, I'm working as a research assistant at an AI lab in Nyeri.
Praise God, church. Praise God. This is Omondi Otieno, currently social media manager at Vuma News. When you go to your browser, just type vumanews.com, and across social media platforms, you'll get whatever I'm doing and support my work there. But I did public management and development, but now I'm into journalism and media.
Good morning. My name is Brian Otieno. I pursued corporate communication and management. Currently, I'm a freelancing graphic designer.
Oh, praise God. My name is Herald Odhiambo. I pursued Bachelor of Commerce accounting option. As well, I did the CPA while I was a student. Yeah, so currently let me say, I was doing my internship with Grant Thornton. That is an auditing firm. And then right now, by 5th, I am supposed to join, God blessed me with a different place. That is, I found a place with the Citizen. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stacy JKUAT. I pursued industrial mathematics, and currently I'm working with the NYOT zones in the commercial department as a data analyst.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brighton Omondi, and I pursued agribusiness management and trade from School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences from KU. And at the moment, I'm working with a company called Real IPM Biobest Group and as a research assistant.
God is good once again. As I said, my name is Brian Nyangacha. I worship at Sports USDA Church, where I believe one of your patrons, Mr. Elder Oyel, comes from. And I'm privileged to be here. I remember it's my wife who engaged Monene. And my wife sent me to represent her here today. And yes, so I did a Bachelor of Commerce, Procurement and Supply Chain option. So currently I work with Chuke Medical Supplies. If you have a hospital and you want us to supply all medical equipment, look for me. Yeah.
okay, so we'll continue in the order, please. When you suspect that it is your age group, you pick the microphone. Mecha.
Good morning. My name is Mecha Elijah. I'm one of you. I studied in JKUAT. I did BSc in Energy and in Environmental Technology there at BET, about system engineering. Also there, yes, I'm an associate. I work with Solar Grove Energy and Water Solutions Company. Yeah, the company works with clients, farmers, those people who wants to do farming. So we install, we do bore drilling. We also power them using solars. At the same time, also solar home systems. If you want to move to renewable energy, look for me. I'm here.
Thank you very much. I can see he is branded. Solar Groove, you will pay us for the advert for getting time to advertise your works. But please listen. If you'd wish to engage in those lines, you can look for Mecha Elijah.
Yes, good morning. My name is Victor. Year group 2024 last year. Yeah. Sorry, I came late. And I pursued a course in quantity surveying. And currently I'm practicing as an assistant quantity surveyor with the Nairobi, with the Nyangi Integrated Consultants. So we are having a project in THIKA. Yeah. Oh, Elder Operi here is my sort of indirect client, employer.
Thank you very much, Elder Pere, Joel, and welcome, engineer.
God is good all the time. I'm Peter Ushai Achoki. I did a Bachelor of Science in Animal Health, Production and Processing. Previously, I've lectured in Haiti Nyaururu. Currently, I'm a trainer at the county government of Kajiado, but I also do what is called extension services in the part of agriculture. Dr. Majiwa taught me agribusiness management. Currently, I'm an agripreneur in county government of Kajiado. Okay.
Thank you very much, Bwana Agripreneur. Bless you. Next, we will finish with him as the associate's lead. So who's next? Okay, just lift up your hand when you think your time has come.
Hello. My name is Lauren Kondek. I was here, I left with the class of 2020, did strategic management. Currently, I'm a junior accountant at Archer Daniels and Midland Company. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Madam Accountant. Thank you very much for coming. Not seeing a hand, so then I'll be the one to assign hands now. Frank, let's be frank about your time here.
Good morning. Yeah, my name is Frank Capio, as you've been told. I did BSc Electrical Engineering, cleared in 2020. Currently, I work as a technology strategist at Safaricom.
The better option. Okay.
Hello, my name is Gast Kengere. I would say I left here 2015. I did BC Control and Instrumentation. I've been in the industry in two sugar industries, 4 years. I left and I co-founded a company, Industrial Systems Automation, which offers industrial automation solutions, both process and also motion control. We also offer training to industrial personnel as well as engineering students. We are just based around JUJA. For mechanical guys, instrumentation guys, mechatronics, electrical engineering, we offer automation training. So if you want a good solid bridge to the industry, whereby you're not going to ask everyone, hini, we are here to assist you, to aid you, to have a good match to the industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gast. That's very nice, very good. Please take note of the things he said. If you'd wish to be part of those, then please seek him out. Industrial automation, both process and motion. Did you say? Oh, motion control. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. If you're Cheno, I graduated in 2015. I did bachelor's degree in development studies. but I shifted to real estate research and property technology. So I work as the operations, research, and business development lead for Kenya at a company called Venco Platforms Limited. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you very much, Effie. That's very, very neat. Please, she did, the course was in development studies. I'm just turning to you because you are near, because you are closer, so the signal may have attenuated. But then after that, that's really what Lillian was saying a little earlier. She's in a slightly different line, which she's serving in at the moment. Okay, so Steve, how are you? Okay.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Ombija. I left here in 2016, and what I studied in JKUAT was biochemistry. I'm currently based at Kenya Medical Research Institute, whereby we work with partnership with WHO and the Ministry of Health in doing routine polio surveillance in the region of the Horn of Africa, the whole of it, so Kenya, Somalia, Djibouti, and Eritrea. I also have a different hat. I'm part of Human Reproduction Alliance as part of a research member, whereby we are interested in sexual and reproductive health and rights, whereby we are doing research, especially with the intersection with climate change. I'm also recognized as a EDCTP2 fellow and also a Mastercard fellow through IMEX executive programs.
This gentleman is a fellow. Yeah, when you say that fellow come here, it has different meanings. It has different meanings. Thank you very much, Steve. At the height of COVID, the pandemic, when I needed to travel to some place, and I was required to quickly confirm that I was fit to travel, I reached out to Steve. That time at the onset, just being able to do the test was almost like it was a complex polynomial. And he quickly resolved my issue, and I was able to be on the plane in no time. So Steve is serving very strongly. We wish you well. Thank you very much for coming. This gentlemen here were part of our speaking team this morning, so I'll conclude with you. So just stand here, Mr. Microsoft. Let me turn to these two gentlemen. I'm sure you probably know them, particularly Dr. Chelule, but it is always good to hear from him in the context of today. So let's begin.
Thought you were doing Chelule. But I'll take the mantle. Good morning. Amos Ogwang is my name. I left when some of you are not born. I left in 1999. Yeah. I was doing Bachelor of Science in Statistics and Computer Science. We were the first ones who started the computer labs there. There was no Windows. It was all DOS-based. If you understand DOS-based. And it was actually a trial class because we were under Bachelor of Science. And they didn't know how to start computer science. So under statistics, they said the top cream, you're chosen to do a parallel between computers and statistics together. So we ended up doing almost 10 units per semester because of that extra unit, which even the lecturers, we were learning together with them. But it was a good experience, and I graduated in 2000, April. I joined some NGO in Lodwar then, and I did a little bit of research for 6 months. After that, I became a lecturer at Kabete Technical for like 6 months. And then thereafter, I joined the bank, Standard Chartered Bank, where I've been to date. I'm actually in transition. The next 2 months, I'll be going to another bank for the first time in 24 years. But the interesting thing is that I'm currently under negotiation, which it's quite interesting. It's not that job where you know they tell you this is what you have and that's it, they close the chapter. It's more like this is what I have to offer, this is what I have to offer, and we have to negotiate. I feel I'm at a point where I don't need the job, but they need me. All right. So you are at a better position to be able to negotiate. And if we don't agree, I have a job. If we agree, then I'll cross over. Okay. So mine is really, I hope we'll be able to talk more later, but mine is to encourage you that you train yourself and put yourself in a position that you can also be able to negotiate. I think there's a brother there who says, what do you have to offer out there? So separately, differently, I think my brother, you said, fun fact about yourself. I'm learning about grafting. I'm doing a diploma in that. I have interest in farming. I came a bit late because I was in my farm taking care of the maize and the beans. But I have a lot of interest in farming for fun. And I decided to make the fun go an extra step in terms of going to school and doing a diploma, just simple grafting, simple planting and stuff like that. There's a lot of opportunities that we are missing out there in terms of farming that we don't take advantage of. And I decided that's my retirement path. Thank you very much. We'll talk more later. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, morning. Most of you know me, Dr. Joel Cheruiyot Chelule. An associate of this church and also a staff member of this university. I did all my 3 degrees here in JKUAT. I did my first degree from 98 up to 2001. In the same course. And I think they were the pioneers of that course, as he has rightly put it. And he was slightly behind following them. And later, I came back in 2004, I think September, for my master's in statistics up to 2006. I actually graduated on 25th June 2006 with my master's. And immediately I was taken in by JKUAT as a tutorial fellow. And I immediately began my PhD in statistics. I think that was in 2008. And I graduated with my PhD 2012, November 30th. So I've been here in JKUAT, and I want to support all that my sister said in her presentation. I think you put it so well, and I couldn't do it better than that. Okay? But I want to emphasize on 2 things that she said. Of course, using my own example, myself as an example, practical example. One is that learn to network wherever you are. Learn to network. Right from the time you are a student, learn to network. Network with your lecturers, network with non-teaching staff. You see? Even that person you think is holding a very low job, low, so to speak, even that cleaner can tell you something that you don't know that is happening at JKUAT or any other institution. They know. They can tell you something that can save your life. So network with everybody, greet everybody. You see? Sometimes people say that I'm a politician. I go around, I talk to everybody, I greet everybody. But I can tell you, I know what I'm doing. You see? Talk to people, network, be friends. That is how I met it myself. Okay? Because at the time we were being employed as TFs, I think we were 87 applicants, and they needed only 3. And I became one of the 3. Can you imagine? Yeah, simply because when I was a student, I would network with my lecturers. You see? Akina Professor Odhiambo, who is now the Vice Chancellor, Mary University. That time, he was the Dean, Faculty of Science. Akina Professor Mwita is now the Acting Vice Chancellor in I think in Western. There is a university in Western. And then he was the chairman of Department of Statistics. I networked with them. You see? They would send me around like a boy. And I remember my classmates who were even Adventists. One of them one time made a funny comment. He was asking me, Chelulo, why do you allow yourself to be misused? You are just being sent. And every now and then you are a Mr. Yes. Yes, sir. Go and invigilate this cat? Yes, sir. Even when you are busy, you can leave your work and be sent by these people. I can tell you, those people saw me with their 2 eyes being employed. And they tarmacked. The one who made that comment tarmacked for another 10 years. I would not say the name, you know the person. For another 10 years, you see, before getting up. So whatever you also, the comments you make, please be careful. Don't be careful with what you say. You see, even in class as we teach you, we know you people. When you come to class, so untidy. You know, nowadays I see some of you wearing Crocs. They come to class with Crocs, very untidy hair. And we teach you, because we have to teach you, but we know something. Are you getting that? We know something. Most of you don't even find time to come and greet us. Your lecturers. I'm talking about networking. How will you make it? I getting the point. Yes, I can say so much about networking, but let me go to the second point. Okay? About doing these other short courses here and there. Thank you, my brother Amos, that you are doing crafting now. That's good. You will wonder, some of you will wonder, why is a banker doing a diploma in crafting? Are you seeing that? Yes. I have my PhD in statistics. I've risen through the ranks at JKUAT from a TF. I became an assistant lecturer. I became a lecturer. Now I'm a senior lecturer. And I'm just at the point of crossing to an associate professor. Anytime this year, I'm crossing to become an associate professor of statistics. But I've done these other courses. Very important. Number one, while in JKUAT, you've heard about ISO. And many people, again, my colleagues were wondering, what is this all about ISO? And me, I got into it. And I was among the first people to be trained by JKUAT on ISO 9001. Those series of ISO. There was 9001, I think 20. We are now in 2015. I think that there were other series. And I did all of them. I did EMS. I've done IMS, Integrated Management System, all those. And I've been auditing. I think I've audited over 20 departments in JKUAT on ISO. You see? And right now, I'm realizing that most of the institutions are going that direction. Quality management system, environmental management system, integrated management system. You see? Now I have all those in my CV. You see? So whenever you you talked about standing out among your equals, how will you stand out through such things? Because at the point they say now this one has done ISO. You see? Last year I said let me go and do a course in leadership, Kenya School of Government, for 6 weeks. It's something called SLDP, Strategic Leadership Development course. And I did it because I realized that I'm now getting into leadership. Because even in JKUAT, I've risen administratively from being a coordinator in the department for 5 years. Then I went to our campus in Kisii as a deputy director. I came to academic quality assurance for 1 year as a deputy director. Then I was sent to Eldoret as a campus director for 10 years until last year, December. So when I came back to the department, you see? So when I realized that I was getting into a position of leadership with my mathematics, I felt I needed to know something about leadership. And I found that Kenya School of Government is a very recognized institution of government where you can do a very recognized course. After that, I did something with Institute of Human Resource Management because I felt I needed to learn something about HR. And they have a small course called HR for non-HR professionals. Me being one of them as a mathematician, I'm not an HR professional. So I went and they trained us in White Sands in Mombasa for some 1 week. And we were able to interact with the Constitution, interact with the 8 laws that deal with labor and HR in this country. They are a package, it's a package of 8 laws. We interacted with all those. You see? So try to do these short courses, add value to yourself, make yourself relevant all the time. You see? As you rise. Don't forget to do something for the community, CSR. I think that one has not been mentioned. Allow me to mention that one. CSR, very important. Where you come from, where you come from. What are you giving back to your people? Are you seeing that? Or are you the type of person when anakuja anamaliza graduate JKUAT, anapata kazi Nairobi, anasahau that village in Nyamira, that village in Bungoma, unaishi Nairobi na unasahau nyumbani? Please remember to go back and do something for your people. As I speak, I'm running a project in my village in Uasin Gishu, place called Moiben. So we've registered it as a community-based organization. and we might be registering it as a foundation soon if all goes well, whereby we looked, actually I looked at the community and saw that my people lacked a lot. And I started way back in 2006, immediately after I graduated with masters. That was the first masters in that village. And people were asking me, we thought it is 844. Ingine inaitwaje hii? Kaambia ingine ni ya 2 years inaitwa masters. After you are through with 844, kuna ngine inaitwa masters na kuna ngine inaitwa PhD after. You see? And most families would invite me to their houses to talk to their kids. You see? And I would go willingly. Later on, the churches around there, various churches, not just SDA. In fact, the first church that invited me is an AIC church. And they were telling me that, Chelule, we've heard you are doing something good in our families. Can we invite you to come to the church and talk to our youth in the church? And I went. And the next church was ACK. And then now the Adventist. Are you seeing that? Finally, the community embraced it and said, Daktari, we want to give you a committee to run this thing because we've seen it. We've tested it. It's a good thing. And they gave me a committee of 22 people from all the churches around there, AIC, Catholics, SDS, ACKs, Full Gospel, blah, 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 a number of churches in that neighborhood, plus the local administration, the chief and the sub-chief, and even the area MD joined it. And said, this is a good thing, you see? And then so we started empowering people, talking to people. The last Sunday before the schools open, we have a very huge gathering of empowering people. We invite speakers, various speakers, powerful speakers to talk to people. And we usually target certain things. The first campaign we did was we want at least a degree holder in every family. And that one we achieved it. At least a degree holder in every family. We ran that campaign for like 2-3 years. And we achieved it. Every family had at least one degree. Because we knew that if there is a degree holder in a family, that family is already empowered. You see? Then we came and ran another campaign. We said we want at least a THIKA person in every family. Because we realized that we were training so many graduates, there was a cap below that. And we ran another campaign whereby we wanted somebody, a plumber, an electrician from every family, you see? And again, we achieved that. The same families, we were able to get somebody doing a diploma, a certificate in a TVET institution. You see? After that, we ran another campaign. We said, now, we want each family to send outside Kenya at least one child. And we've done that. In my place now, every family is posting of a child in Australia, a child in US, a child in UK, a child in Germany, a child in Finland. You see? And I can tell you, those people who are outside are doing wonders. They are now building for their parents houses that we've never seen in that place. Are you seeing these people? I have a lot, but let me summarize by saying. Yes. So let me do a parting shot by saying that learn to network, learn to do some short courses every now and then to make you relevant, to add value to yourself. give something to the community. You see? Can you imagine out of giving something to the community? Then I became a board member of the nearby schools, 2 secondary schools. I became a member of the board of governors. After I was through in my term, I became a member of a technical training institute, chairman of a TTI. After that, I became a chairman of another TTI. And all the way to Nyamira, I was a board member of Keroka. Are you seeing that? So out of something, God can place you with more things. On 7, I'm now going for an interview of being the chairperson of all TFETs in Kenya. Are you seeing that? Am I sending a message to you people? From being, from doing that a small thing. Now, have you heard of TFET? TFET Authority. They need a chairperson. We applied 64 people. We have been shortlisted 8 people. I'm one of them. And I think it's because of all these things. Let me give you a parting shot, young men and women, that you can't do all this in a single day. Learn to be patient. Learn to start in a small way. Are we together? And in that small way, whatever you do, do with all your might. Do with all your... Are you seeing that? And God will always give you something after that, something after that. Are you seeing that? I began with a high school. Now the high schools are doing very well. I came to TTI. Are you seeing that? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll find time.
Thank you very much, Daktari. I'm always very hesitant to interrupt when a doctor is speaking. When you have only 1 degree, you don't want to interrupt people who have had 3 degrees. So you interrupt in your class. The people that can interrupt very easily are those with one document. And those with 1 document I can interrupt, and those with 2. But those with 3, I try to understand why it is that they have 3, and so on. Thank you very much, Daktari, for sharing from the depths of your experience. I think I take great learnings in terms of how to apply yourself, and the Bible says, whatever your hand findeth to do, do it with all your might, as unto the Lord and not unto man. So that's a very good lesson there. And let us pray personally for and corporately for Daktari as he prepares for his interview at the TVETA board, isn't it? It will be good news if he does get the position, isn't it? Yes, be happy for Daktari's exploits. God bless you. Thanks, Doc, for that. So, gentlemen, God is good. Yeah, so most of the things you would have said, Daktari has said. I want to assure you.
Hello, my name is Clifford Better. I was here at 8:55. None of you guys was here. No, she was there. So, and yeah, we were both here. I think what I said was just take great advantage of these sessions. There's a ton of people here you can network with and really benefit from their experiences. Please do just that. Yeah, may God bless you all. Oh, I'm a software engineer. I work on artificial intelligence at Microsoft. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, here's the abridged version. I've worked across several industries. I've worked in logistics at Sendy. I moved to Microsoft, worked on search. I moved to Goldman Sachs. I worked on investment banking, or really payment systems. And then I came right back to Microsoft to work on AI. That's my story. Yeah.
Goldman Sachs as well.
yeah, I moved to London and I recently just came back. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Cliff is single, and he has a really good house in Karungu, and he has a good appetite. Thanks, Cliff, for coming. He said 8:55. It's true, Cliff. And yesterday he was here. You remember? Cliff was here the whole day yesterday. Really a terrific gentleman in terms of his commitment to this. Cliff is also the Public Campus Ministries Director at Nairobi Central Church. Yeah, so this is something he holds very closely to his heart, and really happy to have him here today. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Billy Otieno. As I said, I was at University of Nairobi, School of Business. I pursued Bachelor of Commerce, specialized in finance, which I completed in 2020. Then I proceeded to, I did some internships, but my first employment was KPMG. I was in financial advisory or transaction services. And then I left KPMG and joined IFC. So I'm in now private equity. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ian Otieno. I left JKUAT in 2019. I studied statistics, degree level, like professor. My experience is spread across data analysis, business intelligence, but I currently work as a market researcher at Ubongo International.
Good afternoon. My name is Korimba Sudiwar. I'm a lawyer by training. Currently, I'm undertaking my advocates training program at this Kenya School of Law. In the interim, I work with a law firm called FM Muteti and Company Advocates in Nairobi. So I think my CV ends there.
Thank you very much, Corimbus. Corimbus is part of the Public Campus Ministries team at New Life. He's a secretary to the Public Campus Ministries Council. And of course, alongside the other members of New Life Church who are here in their numbers, Ian Scott, who's a former youth leader. When someone says he works with an organization that is called Ubongo, he must have, it must be mental. So it's Ubongo and Elder Billy Otieno, who's at the IFC, and of course, Elder Joel Opere Akomo Nyaroya Joan the Calf, who was here, and he'll be speaking shortly. He'll be introducing himself. Lillian Okoth, who's the head of corporate functions at APHRC. And of course, Dr. Yukabeth Majiwa, who I'm sure is in a board meeting. She appears to be very intently listening to something. Whatever a doctor does, you don't question. You believe that it is part of the things that are required at that level. So Dr. Yukabeth Majiwa is the education director at New Life. I'll also give them an opportunity to just also introduce themselves, and of course, Prof. So once we are done with this, just so that for the sake of your mentor preparation, we will move into our keynote for the morning. Dr. Sylvester is here, and Daktari has worked with his family, which means beyond this he may be having a date. So we don't want to overstretch his time. So after this, we'll do the keynote, and you want to listen to what Daktari is saying, which I believe will be very useful for you and for me. And then after that, we'll take the lunch break. When we return in the afternoon, we will be able to have very in-depth engagements. You've had all these disciplines, all these persons, they'll be able to engage. So Corimbus, thank you very much for coming. Corimbus, you want to say something about the PCM convention coming up at KU?
We have the East Kenya Union Conference PCM convention that will start at the end of this month, that is 30th April to 3rd May at KU. Registration is ongoing. We are almost closing, so I urge all of you to attend. We have a number of guest speakers lined up, the chief of them being Dr. Paco Edson Mugwane, the associate youth director at the general conference. So we invite you to sign up for that event.
Thank you very much, Wakili. Wakili, a quick one. Thank you very much. That's Corimbus Moffin Odior. God bless you and thank you very much for coming. Corimbus was formerly of MKU Parklands. So I asked him to speak last, Clinton. So Clinton, you can have a go, and then after that we will I'll bring in the two or so other persons.
Good morning. Clinton Moyogo is my name. I graduated in 2016. I did BSc Statistics. After that, the same year, I worked for C4 aircraft. Before it was World Agroforestry in the Spatial Data Science and Applied Learning Lab as a junior data scientist and platform developer. Currently, I work in an international development consultancy called Oxford Policy Management as a data scientist. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tell us something about the associates body. Not so quick, mister.
Thank you. So currently I'm the chair of the associates body. That is an organization for a society actually for students who are previously JKUSDA members. And these are the members. This is just a representation of the associates. And we do a lot. And part of it is this giving back to the students, coming to sometimes do what was not done to us. And so I wish I were in your place during our time. So please make use of this opportunity as much as you can. And we also have welfare. It's part of what we do in the society. And among other things that I think in the interest of time, we'll speak into that maybe later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Clinton. Oyogo Clinton is a chairperson of the JKUSDA Associates Group, which most of those, the associates today are his members. So that is that's why I asked him to speak last after all his members have talked. Thank you very much, Clinton, for offering leadership. Emerson is the associates rep. Representative here in JKUSDA. Thank you very much for your service and for your ministry. So I'd like to ask Dr. Yukabeth to just come and introduce herself in rapid fire, and then Eldo Pere will introduce himself and introduce our keynote speaker to give the keynote. Dr. please come.
Praise God. Good morning. I'm not a politician like my colleague Chelule, doctor. I'm a lady of few words. I'll say I'm Yukabeth Majiwa. I'm alumni of this university. I'm actually older than Opere. Yes, I finished before him in 1997. And after I finished here, I think I didn't even graduate in January. That was in December. In January, I started working for ECRAF as a researcher, a junior, like an intern for 1.5 years. After that, I moved to HADRA, Adventist Development and Relief Agency, as extension officer for another 2.5 years. I took a break to get married. Yes, to one man who is still my husband. I'm still married to one man who is also an alumni of this university. Yes, yes, and that was 2001. In 2004, I joined this university. So I've told you I worked in research starting. I moved to extension, that is real field, huko ndani, Kericho huko ndani. And then I came to this university in research, production and extension division as an administrator. And that is where I was. I've been since 2003 up to 2017 is when I joined teaching. But in between here, I can tell you, sometimes I wished I had a mentor from the time I was young. So you can see how I've been swimming around. I don't know where I was falling. I was just trying to navigate around life. Until 2011 is when I got a mentor from the department. And this is actually a non-Adventist. He met me and he was like, where have you been? I wish I had met you before. I really want you to move to teaching. And I'm like, really? I was not so serious about it. Because I had done masters in 2000 and up to 2007. From 2005 to 2007 in a very far country, very cold. I was depressed. And this professor is telling me, now I want you to do PhD, but not in Kenya. I want also to do it outside Kenya. And I'm like, seriously? And then another mentor from the same department, the one who actually employed me in this university, every time we met, he would tell me, you have done masters. Why are you not registering for PhD? And I want you to do it in Germany. And I'm like, hey, these men, they don't mean well for me. Hey, because living small children with a husband, it's very difficult. But I want to thank the Lord, especially for these two men. The one who is an Adventist, Professor Gong, and the non-Adventist, who is still my mentor in the department, Professor Kavoy. I think he's held my hand because immediately I finished PhD, told me, go and see the chair and tell him you want to do teaching. I was still not sure that I wanted to move to teaching. But then he started really beating the fire in me. And he sold to me the idea that even go and see the CEO. And I was like, hey, going to see the CEO is very difficult. But I got courage to walk there and see her. And she told me, no, I cannot move you from research. I can promote you there and you still fit there, but I'd gone there prayerfully. And the rest is the story. So I'm a senior lecturer. I just did an interview like 2 months ago in the Department of Agricultural and Resource Economics. I know some of my students are here. They don't show up. They don't greet. Even the one who said, dear, I didn't know he's an Adventist. Please talk to us. There are many things, there are many opportunities we want to give to Adventists first. And there are students who reach out to me. 4 years ago, a student reached out to me at, I think that was a very beautiful class I had in 2018. And was a young boy. He came to me and told me, you know, madam, I really want you to mentor me. And I'm like, I don't know how to mentor boys, seriously. I don't know what to tell them, but I said, it's okay, I can work with you. So when it came to the last attachment, told me I was in charge of ethics that time in the university. And he told me, I can join you in the ethics. So we started with him in the ethics committee as an intern. He was the only one we had, him and me. And he did that for 3 months. When he finished, I was used to tell him, do you even have a passport, Silas? And he could tell me, I don't have a passport, but do I really need it? I told him, kuwa nayo kwa mfuko. Siku ingine unaweza hata danganya msichana, you know, niko na passport, naweza enda ng'ambo, na upate umemweka kwa mfuko, some of these things. So, and he got a job in Uganda. So he used to tell me, you know that thing you used to tell me about passport, I have to renew my permit every 3 months. I told him, now for real, get a passport. And when he finished that job, he came back and he told me, now I want to apply for the Israeli exchange program. I said, yeah, just go ahead, I'll give you a recommendation. So as we talk today, he finished the internship program. He came back and they gave him a job for 4 years. So he's still there in Israel. Just courtesy of that recommendation. And I think a month ago he was like, "Madam, are you still there? Do you still have the same M-Pesa?" So mi naangalia tu hivi naona 10,000 kwa M-Pesa tu. So you guys, there are very many things we can do, and I think we'll catch up in the afternoon. Thank you and God bless you.
Amen. Thank you very much. I'd like us to put our hands together for the associates and for the mentors who are here. It takes a lot. This may not be very obvious to those people, especially the people who are single. But on Sunday, it takes a lot for someone to be here, having already been in church the whole day yesterday, to be here on Sunday and engaging and so on. And so it takes great love and sacrifice. So this will be 5 factorial again. Let's put our hands, prepare our hands for the mentors, for the associates, for the friends who have come to support this program, the JKUSDA associates and the alumni from other campuses who are here, Public Campus Ministry, Nairobi Central, New Life Church, and many other congregations here, including Kasarani Sportsview that you heard Brian mention, and many other congregations, all united in trying to make our lives better. So 5 factorial. Thank you very much. I'd like us to rise. Tusimame. We will do an activity, and please try and follow the things we are saying. Please, a small activity. It will only last 5 minutes. How many minutes? 5 minutes. Now, I want you. This room is spacious enough. Please do not. There should not be any stampede, anything out of the ordinary. Just walk to somebody you have not talked to. Don't walk to the person you came with. Someone you have not talked to, introduce yourself to that person or make a pitch. If you are Elijah Mecha, someone looks like they need solar, go to them, tell them, I think you need solar. If you have a CV, which your email address is thecalf@gmail.com, and you want assistance with the CV, just walk to the person who looks like they need and tell them, please give me your number. I'll send my CV to you so that you can review. Or there's somebody who you think, well, this is career motivation and mentorship, but even love affairs. Let me not lock out comrades. If there's someone you have really wanted to talk to and today they have brought themselves on a mentorship Sunday, they should be free. They are available. Just go and tell them, may God bless you in your career. I am praying for you. How many minutes? 5 minutes. Of course, the faster you are, it means you can cover somebody else. That is, if the first person you went to is really is such that you can engage in 30 seconds. So that is what will be happening. When you hear me picking the mic, the 5 minutes are over. I will be looking out for those people who breathe, who do nothing in the 5 minutes. And it starts now. But I had heard you you had mentioned that you may not be able to. But let me not take the 5 minutes.
Okay. Unless somebody had first question.
I'm sure they are.
Okay, you can ask. Then I can summarize. Yes, but
how are you?
Okay.
Great.
Okwili. Okwili. Kuja bwana. Kuja. My name is Kenan, and you? I'm Heran. I'm from the Department of Resource Planning.
You should be working.
I should.
You should be
Okay, I'm
working.
In LT2, and I can see there are other people having a meeting inside my meeting. These two gentlemen So one of the things I've discovered in our mentorship is I met a little, not a little girl, but a nice little lady, because I suppose at my age and hers, I am significantly older. But she's a public campus ministries director in her local church. And she has said, she's told me one of the things she's discovered is actually that she was given the role to do in church, and she's been wondering, what do I do with this thing? Have they sent me to some sort of survey? Is this how they retire people in the local church? And she has seen one way to engage in public campus ministry. And she's so excited. So Cliff, you have a compatriot here. And I've assured her that I'll be sharing with her the contacts of people like Cliff and other public campus ministry leaders. I've also met someone who's told me yesterday, that is someone with very good memory. You told me there will be a Chevening scholar here. Please produce him, dead or alive. And I've had to produce, because the Chevening scholar called me early in the morning and told me that he had some engagements. Richard, where are you? Please produce your brother, dead or alive, to the person who needs the Chevening scholar, but I've shared their contact. And I am sure there have been nice engagements, isn't it? Yeah. So basically, just to let you know that the range of our engagements can be broad. It doesn't just have to be, I need electricity. There's a lot more. So thank you very much. Lillian will be leaving shortly as per our agreement. She had requested to do so. So after this, we will allow, I know there are certain questions people wrote. Lillian, just rise. Please just rise, Lillian, and smile nicely. And we want to thank Lillian so much for the part she's done. I know there could be questions. Please, I will find ways of her responding to them in the interest of time, but really just wanted to appreciate so much the work that you have done this morning. Let me give her 30 seconds to say any parting shot.
Okay, I wasn't prepared for parting shot. Maybe let's talk about the future of work. The future of work is such that people will not even be having full-time employment. So start thinking today. And it really ties to what my brother Brian was talking about. So you'll be selling your time. 20% of your time, maybe you are working for APHRC like me. Another 20%, you might be with Amos at the bank. I think he joined when I was leaving. Another 20%. So really think about it. What do you want to sell then? And we've talked a lot about upskilling yourself. I just want to say it doesn't have to cost money. Let's not always think money, money, money. We know your students. Some have people who can support them. Some don't have. But you can actually do a lot of courses, even online. And you can learn from one another. During these 5 minutes, I've met like 3 statisticians here. You know, those are skills that cut across. You can go to the person and say, can you teach me? But do something, do something. I'm really going to miss the afternoon session. Whatever you learn there, whatever you've learned from 8 o'clock when Cliff was here, action, action. Without action, we'll be sitting here every year and nothing will change. Above all, God, beginning and the end. In the morning and in the talk to God. God will guide you. All the best. And excellence, be 10 times better in everything you do. I liked what Dr. Chelule said, even how you dress. If you want to be a CEO, start dressing like a CEO. Before we promote you, we look at everything. We may not be looking at the dressing, but if you're 3, we are like, this one even dresses, you know, like the job. When you're going to represent your institution, how do people see you? You know, God bless you. Above all, clap for yourselves for being here, just taking your time to be here to learn. God bless you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lillian, and God bless you. And I see that the bag and the bag and the top, they look like the colors are similar. Thank you very much. God bless you. Always a privilege to have you in these forums. And you can feel free to sit for a few minutes as we begin the next part. You must not leave like you've been sent out. Okay. We wish you well. Okay, thank you very much. So, Eldo, please, we are attempting something which is dependent on, which assumes a lot of things about the internal manenos in your stomach, and we want to try to combine so that we are able to do the morning what we intended to do for the morning. Because Cliff, is that true? Yeah. Cliff is saying you came at your own time. That is not the associates. The mentors usually can come at their own time. They can even come tomorrow. But the students need to come at the time that they have been advised. And Cliff tells me he was here at 8:55, and he was just mentoring himself and mentoring another mentor who also had come at 8:55. So because of that, we are running slightly behind. We had intended to do this and then break, so that when we come back in the afternoon, there will only be one common session that we have the breakouts. And we want to try and proceed as such. Eldo Opere, Engineer Joel Opere Akomonyaroya is an alumni of this institution, and Engineer is a Deputy Director, Motor Vehicle Inspection at the National Transport and Safety Authority. Engineer has done many things, of which he will be able to fructify, but then also introduce Dr. Sylvester Odhiambo and welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Lord is good all the time. Thank you so much, Engineer Maxwell Ochiengala, who also happens to be the PCM Director of New Life SDA Church, the home of the Flying Marine Pathfinder Club, and all the alumni and all the students and all the friends, alumni from various universities, other than JKUAT, the university where technology is for development, where the logo itself is as a spar gear, the second highest mountain in Africa, Mount Kenya, and a maize cob to show power. I don't know whether it has been modified. Thank you so much. I was here a few weeks ago during Mastergate Sabbath. How many were there that day? Thank you so much. So it means I'm not very much a stranger. I'm at home. As been said, I'm engineer or gospel engineer, Opere Joel Akomo Nyaroya. I'm an alumnus of this institution. I think I'm in the league of Ogwang, Amos Joel Chelule, those with whom we were here. To be precise, I left in 99, then came back in 2002, left in 2007. By the time I was leaving JKUAT, I lived in JKUAT it was nearly a fourth of my lifetime on planet Earth in JKUAT. Because I lived here for 8 years. So it was few, I think a year, 2 years or so, to make it a fourth of lifetime on Earth. So thank you so much. First of all, I came to JKUAT by God's design. Why do I say that? That was God's design. I was not meant to come to JKUAT. I got a scholarship to go and study sciences in India, prestigious university in India. We did everything. I had a passport, gotten everything. I was to leave on a Friday at 1 p.m. by Pakistan International Airline, PIA. I was to arrive in Delhi the following day. But 2 days to the flight, my brother, who was the MP from Beta then, Dr. Molo Perry, the late, became extremely sick. He had an heart attack in London during their parliamentary tour. And so the entire home, because our home, my father had 10 wives, and my mom was the fourth one. The entire home was in panic. I didn't travel. It was tried again. 3 times we tried, and it didn't work. I came to conclusion it was by divine design. So my brother, my elder brother, was a principal of a high school. He went for marking in Murang'a TTC. And in the course of their marking, he met other teachers, and they told him, there is some adverts here for diploma courses in JKUAT. Then he looked at it. He came home and found we were almost going for Kampuri. That was an Enfield then, because I come from Coast, for those who may not know. That is Nyanza Coast, Soberland. Where money sleeps nowadays. Because the Treasury Cabinet Secretary comes from my place. Now, my brother found when we were almost going for Kampuri, and he told me, don't go for that Kampuri until you have applied. My friend, I disappeared. I didn't apply. I went for that Kampuri. I came back and applied 10 days past the deadline. Luckily enough, in the month of February of that year, because JKUAT programs used to start in April, my name appeared in the newspaper that I've been admitted for diploma in mechanical engineering. And even when I was applying, I did not have anyone to consult. So I was just looking, food science. Nikasema hii kupika. Me, I don't want this. I see electrical. I was hearing steamer because when I was in Rapogi, of course, now from V6, I knew steamer, Miss Itaki. Then maybe this mechanical sounds tough. I just want something sounding tough. Let me go for it. And do you know what? My desire in high school was to be a politician, a dream, I think, which has not disappeared yet, because I was very good in history. Later, I wanted to be a scientist because I was very good in biology. But now I found myself in mechanical. And when I came, during that day when students meet now, when after the Vice Chancellor's address from the Assembly Hall, we retreated to mechanical department. The chairman of the department was Dr. Kioni. I asked him a question. I asked him, what does one need to do in order to come back here for a degree? He asked me, Kijana, what is your name? I told him. He told me, you have not even been here for a day, and you are asking questions. I was not satisfied because my desire was to progress. Hallelujah. And so in the course of duty, in the course of stay here, I joined karate club. We used to run from Assembly Hall up to the main road there, barefoot every evening. But I could not go for any tournament because all tournaments were on Sabbath. And so I dropped it and I joined the church choir. I joined the drama club because I was a dramatist. I tried. I was an actor. So, but now I had to drop most of them because the functions were on Sabbath. And in the course of that time, I also joined the university choir. I don't know whether it still exists. So a time came we were going to sing in State House. We were to go to State House. It was a holiday, so the choir was to go and sing for the president. And who would not want to go there because you will be remunerated in a fat way? But then, the university chaplaincy department had also organized for a retreat in Limuru. The chaplain of the university, Reverend Wakaba, loved me so much because together with Amos Ogwang, I think he's just left, we used to compete in church in opening the Bible. A speaker would say something split second, we have opened it. So we would meet for chaplaincy for the university Bible quiz, those Bible quiz, it would be said, open this book. We have already started reading. So the chaplain really loved me. And now that was the holiday for the country. We are to go to State House. And also there is the university chaplaincy retreat. I was torn between the two. My roommate was not an Adventist, told me, you've always been an Adventist. Now choose for the church. And that is how I took my uniform, your choir, I kept it. And I went for that retreat. And that retreat became an opener, way opener to me. Because in that retreat, I excelled so much in the Bible quiz and all that. People, they would ask questions. Open this verse. I've already opened it. They would read a text and then say, from which verse? I'm already quoting it. They say, can you open this text? Instead of opening it, I'm reciting it off it. The guest speaker was the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics Professor Henry Thairu. We interacted and he told me, visit me in my office. When we came back, I went to the office. Then he told me, if you get credit or distinction, bring to me your documents. I will ensure you are admitted for degree. I tell you, that is exactly what happened. And when, after graduation, I went back to him and I told him, now I want admission. So in 2000, as I was waiting, one of my prayers was, it was a unique one, back home, Gwasi Station, or Suba South constituency, the youth department was very low. I used to pray, God, give me opportunity one day to lead the youth in this station to streamline. And you know what? God answered it. In the year 2000, I was elected the youth director of Gwasi Station. And at the end of the year, it was only second to Sari Station in Ranenfield. So I told God, the mission which you brought me for here is done. And now I want to go back for and do the degree. 2002, I was admitted for Bachelor of Science Mechanical now. And I came back, did my degree, finished. I tarmacked from 207. In the course of my stay here, God also used me. That's why I was convinced God brought me here for a purpose. I became the Sabbath school superintendent. I handed over to John Mening. Then I became the founder leader of Master Guide in this campus and public universities in the country. I became social health and temperance leader. I also became the founder leader of AMO, of JKUSDA. I also became the evangelism director of JKUSDA. So I held many positions. Then in 2004, I wanted to contest JKUSO elections. We went for evangelism in Mariakani, and I was hosted by Brother Joel and Dr. Kiplimo. They were working in Kaluwax. So they became our host when we were doing the crusade. Then, after the crusade, we got attachment in the same company. But I wanted to join JKUSO because I felt I had the ability. That same year, the chairpersons of all the universities met in Nairobi, in KU, under the leadership of Pastor Dan Mercy. And there was voted that we need to form an umbrella body bringing all the university and college students in the country. And Mia was in Mariakani. It was voted that Opere Nyaroya will be the president of this new body. So now I was conflicted again. Do I go for JKUSO election or do I become the president of Adventist students? I chose to be the president of Adventist students. And that is how I became the president, pioneer president of KUKASA, Kenya Universities and College Adventist Students. In that same breath, I became the Secretary General for Retreat Coordination in East Central Africa Division. I was the secretary. So every year we'd be going for retreats in Rwanda, Burundi, Congo. I would be attending those meetings. I can confess that I don't regret having not gone for JKUSO election, because God repaid me in a fat way, even for going for his work. So after graduation, I tarmacked properly. I one day walked to Kenya Railways Training Institute to ask search for a job. Luckily enough, the person I found there taught me in diploma, and I used to leave notes with me so that I could dictate to the class. So he told me, Perry, you are here. What do you want? I told him I want to teach. He took me to the director's office. He said, this young man is very good. Give him a job. In fact, he gave me the textbook. He said, you are going to teach. Tomorrow you have class. So the topic, the things I was teaching were like machine principles. That's how I got a job to teach in Kenya's Railways Training Institute. I taught there 208. Before that, after graduation, as I was searching for a job, I got a job as a hawker in Barclays Bank. I was selling credit cards. So I would set, they would give us leads, and I tell you, I excelled in it. Being a talker, being a choleric, and sanguine combined, I excelled. I excelled in selling credit cards. Till my boss became my friend, I invited him home, back to my homeland, or my home church in Coast, like I told you, in Soberland, to be a guest of honor in Arambe. I excelled in it, but later went to RTI, I got the job, I taught there. And then another opportunity as I was promoting retreat for 2009. The retreat of that year, university's retreat, nowadays you don't go much. That is why we are trying to revive that you come to KU. We were going to a city called Lubumbashi. Second biggest city in Congo is called Lubumbashi. That was where Patrick Lumumba moved from when he was trying to escape. It was from Lubumbashi, then he went across to River Congo, the other side. So we were going to Lubumbashi, Congo. Somebody saw me in church promoting the retreat. And I was telling the people, we will depart from Nairobi. We will cover 174 kilometers to Namanga. Then from Namanga, we will cover 108 kilometers to Arusha. From Arusha, we will pass the highest mountain in Africa, 80 kilometers in Moshi. Then from Moshi, we'll go to Same, Korogwe, Mombo. Then we go to Dar es Salaam. We will spend in Dar es Salaam. Then the following day, we will take another bus, 972 kilometers. We will pass through Morogoro. We'll pass Mikumi National Park. We go to Iringa, Mafinga, Makambako, Mbeya, Tondoma. We will rest there. Then the following day, we will cross into Zambia. We go up to Kapirimposhi. Then we turn to the right. You go to Ndola, Kitwe, Chililabumbwe, Chingola, Konkola, Kasumbalesa. Then we cross into Congo. The person saw me. Then he called me. He took me to KTN. He told me, he told me there is a job here for you. There is a program for action. We want people who can act. The program was called Be the Judge. We want you to act. I said, correct. So I acted on KTN TV in 2010, 2009, 2010, and 2011. I used to be an actor on that program called Be the Judge. director 2010, 2012. Then 2013, I was taken to personal ministry. So I went for crusade in Mitete in Nandi. Then I was given a call, come back. I was recalled to the office. You are being seconded to NTSA. I came back. Then I was told, NTSA, you are going to be the motor vehicle inspectors. The ones who are there were removed. And then you are told you are going to be the officer in charge of vehicle inspection in Nairobi. I gladly took it. And you know, my salary was 26,431. Then house allowance was later added, again 10,000. So it was 36,431. It was taxed, it would come to 31,000. That time I used to pay tithe on net. So I was paying 3,000. Nowadays I pay tithe on gross. I would pay tithe, it come to 28. I would pay rent of 8,000 because nilikuwa naishi huko karibu na bedroom. So unajua huko bedroom ya baba huko. I used to stay there. So 28,000, I pay rent of 8,000, it comes back to 20. Then I would survive on 20. I worked in NTSA for a year as officer in charge at the same salary. Then later, after a year, they said, now this is an authority, we are going to adjust your salaries and backdate it. My friend, the salary was now more than 3 times. It had now increased, it was more. Unaenda na ATM card, unaweka kwa ATM machine. Hata unatoa maximum. Paka unatoka unapiga simu hello, bado inakuwa I'm not giving my part of speech, but I'm just introducing myself because I'll talk on the topic. Now I will not introduce myself at that time. But I can tell you, it took me long to get a job, but when God visited me, he repaid all the years I had lost. Hallelujah. So I rose in the ranks as officer in charge, later became the manager. And I don't know, my life has been, I've always been on the long lane. You know, unajua ile race ya high school, wengine wako lane 1, wengine wako lane 2, wengine wako lane 6. So unajua ile, when you are going round, wengine ule wa lane 1 wamenegotiate, wa lane 6 bado unaenda, mimi niko lane 6. Watu wamefika, mimi bado nakuja. Lakini when God revisits, he comes in a fat way. So in 2013, now 20, I rose, stayed in the same job group, but I'm rising in rank, but salary is not changing. I rose, became the manager, acted as a deputy director, but then all my promotions were uniquely coming. In 2014, I went with the Pathfinders for Campori in America, in Oshkosh. And by the way, I've traveled the globe courtesy of the church. Pathfindering. 2 weeks ago, we were in Budapest with the Dr. Majiwa. We were in Hungary, in Budapest, for Pathfinder issues. We also even went to Vienna, Austria with her. That is just to tell you how sweet it is to be in this church. Hallelujah. Do not attempt. Do not nurture. Do not entertain. Do not imagine to leave this church. Remain here. But the benefits are immeasurable. So anyway, 2014, after Campori, got promotion. 2017, went for Pathfinder Campori in Kibidola in Tanzania, coming back, promotion. 2019, went with the Pathfinders to Oshkosh. When I came back, application opened for the deputy director. I was the only one meeting because they wanted somebody with masters. Luckily enough, in 2011, 2012, I worked for 2 years, registered for masters in engineering, University of Nairobi. I graduated 2016. So I was the only one who was responsive. It was cancelled. The application was cancelled. That only one person, that is an annual response. It was re-advertised. Now we are shortlisted 3. I still won. Now, after COVID of 2021, I was given the position of the deputy director and head of vehicle inspection, so which I've been holding. So as I stand here, I'm the head of vehicle inspection in the the greatest countries in this region, in the entire third planet after Mercury and Venus. By the grace of God. So currently, last week I was to defend my PhD in climate change and adaptation, University of Nairobi, but I pushed it to 15th because it was too much pressure. So I'm currently a PhD student because I believe, as Mrs. White has written, that young people should strive to be in legislative assemblies or higher places. I also wanted all along that my name should not just be written as Opere Nyaroya. Even before I got the title engineer, I would even put CRE, art and craft music, business education, BE. No one will know, or put as MG, that is master guide. People no one knows what MG, FM, that is flying marine. So I believe that if God has given you brain, you should reach the ultimate level. That is when you are a good steward of that brain. Okay, that is how I understand that scripture, that spirit of prophecy. But I believe if God has given you the brain as a good steward, stretch it to the ultimate level. So I also believe I must have title doctor, engineer, MG, master guide, FM, flying marine, elder, not forget, ELD. I'm also BOM chairman of my local high school, Godbura in Subaland. I'm the BOM chairman. Then those who are now come after the name, IFENT, BOM. My dear brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, time and space cannot permit me to continue elucidating to you these sweet things. But let me urge you that do not leave this church. The key word is patience. Revelation 14:12. This calls for patient endurance on the part of the saints who keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus Christ. I don't regret my life in high school, my youthful life, because I spent that energy in the cause of God. Hallelujah. And God has not disappointed me. And when he came to me at the time of marriage, he gave me a very beautiful wife. And my marriage, my wedding, Brother Max can tell you, it was one of very big one. So I have learned walk in the timings of God. And God will act. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, permit me therefore at this point in time to bring to you our speaker who is going to speak to us. He's also been our mentor because when we were still struggling to get wives, Elder would take us out next to pension towers, buy for us uji or tea, and talk to us. Elder is a very good friend. Elder, you may not know, but those things rings a bell to us a lot. Whenever I pass Harambee Avenue, I still remember, oh, we used to take uji here. Elder used to buy for us uji here. So it comes back to mind. Elder Sylvester, Elder Dr. Sylvester Ubongo Odhiambo, he's invited me to his home church where I've also engineered the gospel. That one tells you how friends we are. I've also I was a Pathfinder director to his children. So Dr. Odhiambo, Sylvester Odhiambo Ubongo, is the Deputy Commission Secretary in charge of the performance and compliance at the Public Service Commission. For more than 30 years, he has driven institutional transformation as a public sector governance and management specialist, contributing his expertise across academia, government, ministries, agencies, the private sector, and international organizations. Sylvester successfully undertaken various consultancies for the World Bank, Commonwealth Secretariat, and Africa Development Bank in several African countries on public service management, including training, cabinet ministers, permanent secretaries, and other senior public servants on performance management, managing for development results. And I can attest to this, that in the year 2010, I was in Seychelles, and Elder was also in Seychelles, doing work in Seychelles. I was sent by the church, by the way, by the division to represent them in Seychelles. And Elder was in Seychelles, but he had flown to Seychelles, I think from Australia. And elders continue to do this. And notably, ladies and gentlemen, if you have had something called RRI, Rapid Result Initiative approach, was initiated and implemented by our speaker this afternoon. Mnasemaje? This was initiated by Dr. Sylvester to jumpstart and implement policies and service delivery strategies. He has won several awards, including the Public Service Innovation Award from the Commonwealth Association of Public Administration and Management and Leadership Award from the Inter-American Development Bank. Sylvester holds a PhD in Public Service Reforms from the University of Newcastle, Australia, and a Master of Arts Economics, degree in Development Administration and Management from the University of Manchester, United Kingdom, and the Chevening Scholarship. Elder was one of the brains behind the Huduma centers you see across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, aren't we blessed as a church? You can imagine we have that person in New Life. That is why I tell you, when you complete your university, the church to be is New Life, Fifth Ngong Avenue, the home of PCM and Flying Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our speaker this afternoon, Dr. Sylvester Odhiambo Obongo.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. When somebody decides to introduce you elaborately before you begin what you're supposed to do, then you are set up. And I would say that I'm set up. Opere, thank you very much for that introduction, Maxwell. Thank you for this invitation. I just had to come. I came back yesterday in the evening, and I'm traveling out to South Africa tomorrow in the morning. But I had to come. Thank you very much. I came with my wife. And that's the foundation of any serious life. I'm privileged to be married to my wife, Nancy Odhiambo, whom we came with. Please stand up and say hello. Yes, together we are 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. And God is so gracious to us that my firstborn is a son, the second is a daughter, the third is a son, and the last one is a girl. So he did it that way. Thank you very much. You can sit. Yes. My first 2 children are studying in Australia. The first one has just finished. He finished last year, but graduating in July. Where is Cliff? He left. Yeah, he left. Yeah. My son is also a software engineer. And now he's hustling in Australia. The second girl is also in Australia, studying business, doing, I think, finishing second year next month, then doing a 3rd year beginning July. The third born is around. He's also expecting to join his siblings by July. And the last born is Erica. Erica loves music, but she also would like to probably go pursue further studies in Australia. I was invited to talk about career, and Opere has briefly elaborated really what I do. And I will tell young people that there are 2 tracks of career. There are two aspects. There are those of us who really know what they want to do. Plan for it. Work for it. There are those of us who find themselves in a place and then decides to make use of that space. That in most cases you might not get exactly what you had expected, but there's a purpose for being there at that specific moment. Don't despise what you have. Make use of it. That is, I think, exactly, I fall in the second category. I think I'm that person who went to the next level because I passed. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I went to secondary because I passed CP. After CP, I went to A levels because I passed O levels. I went to the university because I had passed A levels. But what I knew, interesting enough, and that's why I think guiding is important. I was extremely good in CRE, extremely good. And I used to actually tutor the people who are going to do CRE, but I did not take CRE because I believed that those who took CRE in school ended up criticizing the Bible. So I didn't take CRE. I also did not take law because I thought that, I didn't like law because I thought that law conflicted with beliefs. So sorry, my lawyer. But nevertheless, yes, there I was. When we were choosing schools, we were young boys in all levels, and we said no, these schools, because we used to have a career guide which would tell you the number of people who have chosen those schools as their first choice. There were Alliance, there was Mango, there was those other things. And then I remember very well, we were 4 of us. Another guy is now a consultant surgeon at KENYATTA, and there was also a very good friend, Sela Olango. We said, people used to get discouraged because maybe Alliance, 2,000 people have chosen it. But we say these people have just, when we came from playing football, we say that these people have just expressed their interest. Who says they will get first division? Some of them will get 4th. Some of them will fail. And we say some of them will even die. So I chose the schools, we chose the schools which some people decided not to. And among my choices was Kapanet High School. And thank God I went to Kapanet. Then I went to the University of Nairobi. At the University of Nairobi, very interesting experience. I played football for the university team. And that's the time that, at least, but before then, what Opere said about being grounded. I give a lot of credit to my mother, who ensured that I remained in church. When I went to high school from 5, I never went to church the first term because I didn't see any church. I believed there was no church. But I think the group I got into also did not encourage me to go to church. I played hockey and used to play hockey. Then my mom told me first term that there is no place in the world where there is no Adventist church. Go and look for Adventist church. You will do what? You will find it. So I went second semester. After going for second semester, I stayed. Then it came about towards half term. I wanted to write. I wrote to Mom, I arrived well. You know, those days you write a letter. But then the second letter was now to ask for money. And I remembered I could not ask for money before telling my mom that I did what? I got a church. So we used to have free day afternoon on Saturday afternoon. So I went to town and started asking. And believe you me, for sure, I found there was an Adventist congregation worshiping at the community college. They had about 30 people. From there, henceforth, I learned one thing, that there's a church everywhere. I travel a lot. Wherever I travel, I get to my room, get to the directory, and look for the Adventist what? Church. I've worshipped in Seychelles. I've worshipped in Tunisia. I've worshipped in Dubai. I've worshipped in Barbados. Worshipped in Zambia. Everywhere I found a church. So thank you very much for this opportunity to share with you a bit of what my career has been like. When I was going to the university, JKUAT was a diploma college. Training diploma in agricultural engineering. So that tells you when I graduated. I graduated from the University of Nairobi in 1990. Most of you were not born. Graduated in October. Then in July, I got a job at the Public Service Commission. When we finished, they were not advertising for jobs. You would go to the Public Service Commission and fill a form and then wait to be called for an interview. That's what I did. After graduation, I passed by the Public Service Commission, filled the form, then I waited. I waited to be called. I was called in May, and then in July, I started work at the Treasury. I was employed in administrative cadre, but I was posted to the debt management unit in a department which I was to realize later on that they used to post people with discipline problems. It gave me a bit of, as I sat with some of my colleagues, there were 5 of us, who we reported, and then within 1 month, they were traveling abroad. We reported, and in August, they were being paid an honoraria of 80,000 when my salary at that time was 3,500. But I identified something and I got into it. The department was at that time transitioning the division to a department, and they were taking over government lending from the parastatals and managing them. I used to be given, there was an Indian who was an advisor, and I used to be given a vehicle with this Indian. We go pick files, and they were very dirty files, very, very dirty files. They had stayed for so long. Some of them dating back to 1948, which nobody had touched. But this thing, because that was the only thing I had, and the only job I had to like it. So I learned to like my what? My job. Not that I liked it before, but I learned to like my job. And because I also had nothing much to do, I used to go even to the office on Sundays to look at these files and study them and see what was in them. Then we were told after a short while that now there is a computer system which we are now supposed to use for capturing this debt. My colleagues who had been there in that department before thought that they couldn't do that, and they said this is a waste of time. And they say that this system is not even supposed to be capturing government on lending. It is supposed to be capturing government to government lending. But I looked and said there must be a way. So by and by, I started inputting those loans into the system. by and by, I would go Sundays, I would go every time. I would leave the office late doing these things. We were given, when we started, we were given each given ministries. But these guys used to bring, because I was also the junior most, they used to bring their work to me. After 2 years, the Commonwealth Secretariat requested me to do a report on what it was to the department, but because it was me doing, it was marked to me. So I did a report and outlined details how I actually did it, how I entered the system, how I interpreted the loans, how I did 1, 2, 3, 4. And I sent the report back to London. Little did I know that what I did, I was the first person in the entire Commonwealth to have done that. So I got my first fully paid trip, British Airways, to London. Fully paid trip to London. Because of that, I got immersed in debt management so much. Liked it. Kenya was doing it fast. Paris Club rescheduling. I was handling the debt. I was in the technical committee of privatization of Kenya Airways because those were guaranteed debt, the energy sector, and everything. So I liked it. But two critical things: I was not designated an economist and I was not a lawyer. So I did this, but was actually looking at what will my career be. But when I did it, I liked it. What am I saying? You might not land in what you like, but you can make what you get work for you. Critical. Because I was handling debt, and that was considered to be critical in the department, I was very, very fortunate. And thank God for it, that in my very early career, the government allocated me a house. 3-bedroom master ensuite, and I got the key from the contractor in an upmarket area, South Sea. I thank God for it. What am I saying? Don't despise what you have landed on, and identify it and make use of it. Very critical. And what Opere said, never leave this place. God will not let you down. So my first years in debt management, in treasury, went very well. What people might not know is that immediately I finished my undergraduate, I thought I had played a bit, I could have done a bit better. I thought I needed a master's. So I started applying for a master's immediately. Somebody told me, if you get admission, it is easy to get a what? Scholarship. My friends. And during that time, you have to go to the post office. There was no online. I started. I got admissions, name it, Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Manchester, Leeds. In fact, one of my rooms was like a catalog of universities. I would get a letter from the post office, fill it, take it. No scholarships. Get it? No scholarships. I applied for Chevening in 97, thinking that what I was doing was very important and these people should actually consider me. I wasn't even shortlisted. Got discouraged, then I didn't apply in 98. Then I met a colleague. At that time, we were doing the setting up of Safaricom and those other things, and they were the lawyers from AG Chambers, and she told me, Sylvester, I think this year is our year. She had gone for Chevening scholarship the previous year and told me, Sylvester, you've worked so hard for the government. This year, apply for Chevening. You can get? You can. I didn't tell her I'd applied the previous year and I was not taken. She told me, please bring your application, draft, I will tell you how to write it. She told me how to write my cover letter. And she told me you don't need it to be signed by the PS, just get somebody, so long as it is on a government letterhead. I applied for Chevening in 99. At first we were told, oh, there are 800 applicants. At that time, Chevening was only awarding 8 scholarships in Kenya. Then we were told it was extended. Then they finally got about 3,500 applicants. They shortlisted 40, and I was among the shortlist. So a gentleman who went after I had been interviewed called. He said, you did. How did you do it? Because he said, you did. How did you do it? Because the request for the applications came to the department, but I thought nobody was interested. So I didn't share it with you people. I felt so bad. He brought the file. Then I said, thank you, Lord. Because if I saw that letter before making my application, I would not have applied. The letter said very well from Sir Jeffrey James, the ambassador, that they are looking for first-class degree holders. And here I am, I'm under what? So from there, I did not tell anybody about my interview because I know my goose was cooked. But subsequently, these 4 guys who had also done from Treasury told me the results are out. Have you gotten your letter? I said no. As we received regrets. As we received regrets. Then my colleague, another colleague, whose wife had done the interview, called and told me, no, he came, we used to stay with him in the same estate, told me, have you received your regret? My wife received hers. So 1 month went, people are receiving what? I'm waiting for my regret. I used to go to the mail office almost every day because I thought that would be there. But my regret was not coming. I just wanted to see my what? My regret. So there was a lady who was working at the British High Commission who were processing them, who we graduated together with. Then I told her, Jane, I called her, Jane, people have received their letters. What is happening with what? With mine. She told me, hold on. My colleague Proskovia is the one handling this, but she's away. Let me go and see whether she can tell me what happened. Then I didn't hang up. She went to Proskovia's desk. She did not get Proskovia, but got the list on top of the what? On the table. And when she came back, she told me, yes, I went to her place. She's not there. But I saw the what? The list. Then she whispered, your name is on those who have been successful. In fact, you are number 1 on that list. But we started by sending regrets. So those who are successful, we shall communicate to you later. 8 of us. I had intended when I was doing the interview to study a master's in economic management and focus on how to finance domestic debt deficits in the international bond markets. That was 99. But in the course of my work, in the course of doing debt management, in 97, I had been requested to set up the debt management system in Mozambique, which I did. I also did the domestic debt module for South Africa, which I did. And then the Central Bank Kenya called the Commonwealth and told them we wanted a similar what? System. So they sent me to the Central Bank. I went to the Central Bank to have a meeting with the Director, National Debt. As I sat down, I told him, I'm Sylvester. I work at the Treasury. And his first comment was, we thought the expert was coming from London. That was the first and the last meeting. I got so discouraged that I said maybe this debt management is not it. In the process, I was called to do a number of things in Treasury. I was a secretary with the Public Expenditure Review Secretariat. I had been given 3 admissions. At that time, when you are Chevening Scholar, you did not apply for admission. It is the British High Commission which applied for admission. And therefore, they had given me admissions in 3 places. University of Birmingham to study Master of Economics Management. University of Newcastle of Manchester to study a Master's in Economics, but focusing on Development Administration. And then University of Leeds to study Development Studies. Development Studies looked so plain to me there, I didn't pick it up. But I went to the University of Manchester for 2 reasons. The University of Manchester, after knocking out Birmingham, gave me an opportunity to study development economics and application of IT in organizations. The beauty of government is that in the process of work, I had also now done certified Microsoft engineering courses. I was a Xenix database administrator and also an Informix expert, because I was the database administrator now for the system that I actually now pioneered. So I actually, for my master's, went ahead and now looked at the impact of IT on policy in a changing public service. So I did management information and management information systems, introducing information systems in organizations and organizational change in information age. I came back to Kenya in 2000, went for my master's in 1999, came back in 2000. And people started telling, hey, this degree is very marketable. You must be very marketable now. And when I came back after having dinner with the British High Commissioner, he told me, we have been following up, what you studied is very relevant, and we've been funding the government in reforms, because I looked at civil service reforms in Kenya. Then he told me that we have actually, do you want us to share your thesis with Ongwae, the then Secretary for Reforms? I said, no, I will share with him. Then I shared with Ongwae my thesis and my CV. The next thing I heard was I'd been transferred to the office of the president. I got so scared. I took leave for 1 month. But after the leave had ended, I had no choice, go back to the office, found my letter, went for reforms. I began a completely different chapter in my life. Left debt management behind, left treasury behind, started looking at this thing, reforms. I had been introduced to reforms when I was in treasury, but that was parastatal reforms. I was now looking in the reforms, and I got interested in performance. When I reached there, there's somebody who thought that I was their competitor. So they started frustrating me. Promotions were due to come. They made the advert in a way that they ensured that I wasn't among the people who could qualify. Within 6 months, they were promoted, I was left. But in meantime, KPMG noticed me and noticed what I did when I was doing RBM and invited me to do some job for them in Uganda. Then I came back from Uganda. They said, now we want you to now join us. I went to KPMG and did the interview. They asked me, how much should you like us to? Then I think I quoted about six times what I was earning. But when I left the interview, I met my friend who was working for KPMG and asked me, did they ask you what? Then I told him. He sank back, man, you underquoted. These people pay. You under what? Quoted. I felt so bad that I didn't take the KPMG job. But a month or two thereafter, PricewaterhouseCoopers called me. And at the end of it, I got more or less the same question. How much would you like us to pay? To pay you. So at PricewaterhouseCoopers, I quoted twice the gross I had quoted at KPMG and told them, I don't know how you calculate us, but that's what I want as my net. My net. I went to the first interview, the second interview, I remember. Then they said, wait, we'll get back to you. Then on a Monday, I got a call from PricewaterhouseCoopers. Kinisu told me, Sylvester, if you are standing, sit down. Because we want to give you earth-shaking information. So he told me, Sylvester, we have decided to work with you at the terms you proposed. When can you come? Do you have any organizational obligations that we need to do what? To take care of? I told him no. I looked at that. They told me to go pick the letter. I looked at the letter and I said, no, you know, even if I work there for 2 years, it would be equivalent to having worked for government for 24 years. So I said, let me go. And for the first time, I enjoy 1 month end salary, getting the other one in the bank. So I went to PricewaterhouseCoopers. But within 2 years, I realized, no, this might not be the place for me. They pay well, but the work is so routine and so regimented. And I also started thinking about doing a PhD, which I had been applying every year from 2001 when I came back. Every year. Never gave up every year. By then, it was easy to apply because internet had come and I was applying. So I never lost my urge to apply. Meanwhile, despite the fact that I was doing very well when I came from PricewaterhouseCoopers, I introduced rapid disaster approach. I conceptualized Tuduma. I had not been promoted for 13 years. But I kept on there. It's been an interesting journey when I look back. What kept me going? I don't know. But I think what kept me going was ability to get something. When I came from PricewaterhouseCoopers, nobody wanted to touch rapid disaster approach because nobody knew about it. But I reconceptualized it and made it something. I used my retirement benefits actually from PricewaterhouseCoopers to travel the country to launch rapid disaster approach because I was never given per diem before. Never. But I kept on. I applied for a job to be promoted as a deputy director. I went for the interview before then. It was a job I was doing. Deputy Director, Rapid Disaster Approach. Nobody else was doing that job. But I also was not taken. They actually froze it because they say it meant me being promoted 3 job groups on my career. What has it been like all along? What I've realized all along has been that if you do your work diligently, you believe and trust in God, then our Heavenly Father will definitely notice. The payment is not so much of what you do there. But what has this career been like? This career has been very, very interesting. And I thank God that maybe I was not getting promoted because of some reason. Because if I was promoted to very high levels, I would not have done a lot in the international scene. Because I was a junior officer, I can easily walk in and out of the airport. Most of the time when I'm going to do my international assignments, I take leave because that's what I have. In 2008, I was among the top 10 public service innovators and I was awarded in Barbados. In 2008, the Inter-American Development Bank gave me the Leadership Award for managing for development results. I did a lot of work for African Development Bank because of 2 things: ability to document what I do, share across. So I think what I did not get paid in government, I got paid so much in what I do in those other consultancies. I stayed at the Public Service Commission. No, I went to Australia, and that is a story I would like to share with you. I went and did an interview for PhD. I was called the same day and told, you have been chosen. You have been awarded. Come tomorrow for what? For briefings. I was briefed on the Australia scholarship. Then I was told, now wait for the official letter to what? To come. After 3 weeks, what did the official letter say? Thank you very much for having attended the interviews. You are put on the reserve list. But during the briefing, we had been invited for dinner at Intercon. In the interim, that's the time we had set up the African Community of Practice. So I was in Washington, I was in Paris, I was where? Then it came, then I remember very well telling my wife, let's go for dinner at Intercon. So we went for dinner at Intercon. Not as a recipient, but as a what? A reserve. Then, just as we get in, we meet one of the managers international. In fact, my wife ended up working with him, David Wise, at the reception. Then the agent for the university introduces me and says, this is Sylvester Bongo, the gentleman I was telling you who came from top of the list to reserve. That is what changed my life. Because after the dinner, I approached David and asked David, now that I was not taken, can the university give me a what? Scholarship. He said, here is my card. Send me your proposal. I'm going to Canada, but in 3 weeks I'll be in Newcastle. Send me your what? I did not wait for him to come from Canada. I sent my proposal the following day because by then I had so many proposals. I had been reviewing them every year. Wherever I applied, I would just look at what they need. Some universities require a PhD proposal of 50 pages. Others require literature review. Others require 2 pages. So I would just look at what the university requires. And the University of Newcastle required not less than 5 pages. So I went and very fast did my proposal and sent to David. David went to Newcastle. Then they went to the Kenyan embassy in Canberra. And I got a letter from the ambassador saying that the Kenya government had given the government of Kenya 5 scholarships, but because one candidate who also did very well in the interview, was left because they did that. The government told them because of gender. So I've suffered because of gender. Was left. So we are increasing the scholarships to 6 and giving Sylvester the 6th one. That's how I went to Newcastle. Unfortunately for the Kenya government, the person who had actually taken my spot did not qualify for PhD. But nevertheless, the government sent them. So they started from masters, then they did a PhD, then the University of Newcastle stopped their scholarships to Kenya. So our lot was more or less the last lot that benefited from those. But that is God's work. In a career, there could be a lot of challenges. They are not straightforward, but once you arrive there, then look at how it works. If there was a job I knew I had gotten, I'm going very fast because I just want to highlight a number of things which most of us get discouraged about. One, most of us apply 1 year, 2 years, then say, me, I've given up. Never give up. Two, most of us also think that, oh, this is me, I didn't want to do this job. So, no, that I didn't choose, I didn't want to be this. So you do it loathfully. You do it with a lot of madarau because you did not want to what? I got a first class, what, I don't know. Those things don't work at the job place. Please, if you get a job, do it. Do it. I come from Newcastle, and I'm in the flight with the chair of the Public Service Commission, Professor Kopia. She had wanted me to even go to KIA when she was a director there. But I didn't have a PhD. I felt uneasy. Then she told me, Sylvester, this is very, very good. We are in the same flight from Dubai. You are back. You are finished. You have graduated completely. Yes. Now I want you to come to the commission. She even, I didn't even see the advert. She even sends me the advert, the chair of the what? Of the commission. Apply. I apply for that job. I go for the interviews. I go for the interviews. She is chairing the interview. The CEO, we always think regionally, is from my tribe. Is in the what? Is in the panel. The other one, a panel of how many? 3. The CEO and another commissioner who comes from Western and greets me in what? In Luo. I know this job is mine. I do the interview. I come out waiting for outcome. I missed the job. I didn't get the what? The job. I didn't get the job. Somebody else speak. But after about 3 weeks, the CEO calls me and tells me, I know we did not give you the job, but what, you know, we saw your skills. Would you like to come in as a deputy director to this position? I said, why not? Because even as a deputy director, it was 2 job groups ahead of where I was. So I went. I went as a deputy director to PSC, holding a position which there is no directorate. That position is to self. No job description, nothing. I went there. My colleagues who are deputy will tell me, but you, Sylvester, na hii PhD yako, wewe unafanya nini hapa commission? Other people believe that I'm not supposed to be at the commission because I'm not HR. But I'm given the title Deputy Director Performance and Public Service Reform because that is what I was known for. But in the process, because in between my studies, as Doc said, I'm a certified balanced scorecard practitioner. I did my balanced scorecard certification at George Washington University in the US. And I did my performance management at Witwatersrand Business School. So I'm vast in strategic planning and everything. They put me in the strategic planning committee. I'm beginning to be very useful. I also realize a lot of things happening in the commission. I begin doing research at my spare time. After 5, I do research on HR and those other things, and then I share them with the authorities. Then they say, I think we need to start a research what? Department here. So from a deputy director, performance nothing, I'm told to set up the research unit. A lot of people in the commission at that time believe that I'm there courtesy of the CEO. The CEO's tenure ends and the CEO goes away. Then a gentleman, an old man I had never worked with, who was formerly in the cabinet office, comes to the commission. And because we live in a more or less regionally and tribal incline, this guy came from Central. So the people from Central thought that now it is their turn. But after 1 or 2 interactions with Stephen Kirogo, he liked me. An old guy who had been a veteran of public service liked me. He would and tell me, Sylvester, what do you want? What can we do? And we could share. People feared him because he would blast you seriously in the board meeting. If you just propose anything and you don't give reasons why, you used to tell me, Sylvester, the problem you have, people don't think. These people don't think. Then the new commissioners come, and I am appointed by the CEO to be the rapporteur during the induction. Just rapporteur. And I tell you, if you are given a job, do it what? Do it. So I present my report. At the end of the 1-week session. That is now 2019. I present my report. I thought I had done my job. Then one of my colleagues goes to the board and tells me, Sylvester, the board has said they now want to adapt that report officially. There were 13 main points that arose from the induction. The chairman said, you know, this is not a football match where you score many. We only need about 3 or 5. I summarized that. Then I go to the board meeting. I remember very well, April. I present, then the chair asks me, we want to revive performance management in the public service. What do you think? Is the system working? I said, the system is good. System is working, but there has been a few things. Then he said, do we need to adapt balance scorecard? Is good. I told him no. The problem we have in Kenya is that every time we've been starting afresh. Balance scorecard is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then at the end of the presentation, he tells the commissioners, in fact, we established the department for performance management. At times you can waste your time going to advertise, and the people you want are just with you here. Sylvester, I have appointed you as the director performance. Go and celebrate. And that is how I was appointed a director. The first week after, I get a message from the secretary on a Friday evening. I remember very well, I'm in this, was it Naivas Pioneer? I'm getting a few things before I go home. Then the secretary calls me and tells me, Mr. Kirogo has said you meet tomorrow at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is in a what? Sabah. I tell Violet that, you know, tomorrow I'm an elder. I'll be in charge. Then she tells me, even us, we are what? We are also Adventists, but this is the duty. I can't tell him Tell him you are sir. Sir. I have been appointed a what? A director. The boss wants to see you on a Sabbath. For 30 minutes, I walked across the edge of the supermarket, not even knowing what I was doing there. Wondering, after telling me that, she sent me the boss's number. Wewe mpigie mwenyewe. I cannot tell him that. Then I said, no, at the end of the day, I'll have to face it. So I called. I say, sir, Violet has told me that you said we are supposed to meet tomorrow at 8. But I am an elder in church. Tomorrow I go to where? To church. The next statement, I didn't believe. He told me, Sylvester, you go to church tomorrow. We can't argue with God. Please go worship. We can meet on Monday. It is not the end of the what? The world. And from there henceforth, you hear board meetings, they talk about Saturday, and they say, we know Sylvester will not be there. My job was done. I thank God for having led me this far. I have had a lot of disappointments in my career. But I also thank God. In 2022, I applied for PSS position. I was shortlisted. And everybody I met said, no, you need to serve this government in a higher position. Yes, I wasn't there. But in 2023, Lesotho invited me through UNDP to recruit for them permanent secretaries. And I was the team lead. And I say, who is so? When I got the call, they said, choose a team of how many? 3, with other senior members in the Kenya government. I looked back where I worked. Whose senior could I find? Not Kirogo. Kirogo had died at that time, unfortunately. Governor Ongwae. And my former boss. So I went to Lesotho with Ongwae and Lubembe with me as the team lead, assiding them. The Prime Minister would call me in the morning and ask me, Sylvester, do we have the right candidates? Uganda came for a benchmarking tour, and after that, the head of the public service, Uganda, said, Sylvester, you must come to Uganda. You must come to Uganda to talk with my permanent secretaries. You must come to Uganda. I told him, I'm a bit, but say, please, I only need you for half a day. They booked my flight in the morning. I forgot. I looked at the flight as 8:00 p.m. I thought, so when they were calling frantically, telling me that the driver is at the airport, where are you? I was in an interview. But then I told them, okay, I've rescheduled for evening. I rescheduled at night because I was having the appointment the following day. I went, Cabinet Office, Uganda, talked to the permanent secretaries. By 2:00, I was through, rushing back to Entebbe. I thank God for having given me this opportunity. When we met with Opere in Seychelles, I had just gone into my PhD program. But in Seychelles, I was supposed to meet the president, but I was met by the vice president in the State House. And then I had a meeting with the head of the public service and the ministers, and then the PSS. It was actually headline news in Seychelles the following day. Commonwealth Secretariat expert comes to teach Seychelles about results-based management. I've had an interesting career, especially outside Kenya. And I don't really regret how far it has gone. I'm not very conscious about time. I realize it is 2 o'clock. I need to go very fast. What am I saying? Last 2 years ago, the Public Service Commission advertised for a position of the CEO. I thought I had the qualification, I had the education, I had the experience of working in the public service. I did the interview. I was not successful. They told me, the commission then told me, so you people wait for the deputy commission secretaries, which we will be advertising. They were advertised, we had applied, and then somebody decided to go to court, sometimes in December, that they didn't want the commission to interview those people. But I'd say, thank God, the guy went to what? To court. It saved us the pain of going through interview. Because what the commission did and they were leaving, they simply confirmed the acting appointments. And I'm therefore currently the Deputy Commission Secretary. Deputy Commission Secretary, the Public Service Commission. Deputy Commission Secretary means Deputy CEO. I was not appointed as CEO, but I've had a glimpse of what being a CEO is. Because since the new CEO came in August, wherever he is out, I'm the acting CEO, including last week. And I say, I thank God that job is so hard and so cumbersome that I did not get it. I retire next year, and as I retire, I'm an external examiner at Northwest University. I am an associate at University of Ottawa, Canada, and an adjunct professor at Schulich Business School, University of York. I look forward to my retirement next year, and I thank God for having given me the opportunity to what? To serve him. I am the current chair Camp Meeting New Life, the second year. And that's one thing that has been constant in my life. We go to church at 8 o'clock and we leave church at 7 o'clock in the evening. Because that's the place to be. If you cannot arrive in time for church, what will you do? I'm being told this room is booked, but they have also just saved me because I want to finish. I thank God for you. Never give up. 1, never. 2, don't write yourself what? Off. Regardless. Give yourself a what? Chance. I tell people, don't make decisions you are not supposed to make. Don't say this thing is competitive. Who tells you? Give it a try. And thank God. Be grateful to God for all the opportunities that He gives you. I thank God very much. I can't wait for my retirement because I believe that my retirement is going to even be better than my normal working life. May God bless you. Is there anybody who is graduating this year? If you graduate this year before I exit the commission, then you can apply for internships. Then we can see, you can apply for internship next year. That is if you graduate by December. Those graduating by December, I'll still be at the commission by July next year, God willing. May God bless you and keep it up. Work hard, God pays. Never rule out anything, because if you can't get what you like what you get. Thank you very much.
Please just also see how many universities you've attended. And that will inform how seriously you need to clap. So 7 factorial, let's prepare. Thank you very much, Daktari, Prof. It's always a delight. Have you been inspired? Have you learned something? Yes, thank you very much, Daktari, for finding time. Doc traveled, says he's traveling out. When I asked him to be here today, it was really very tough. It's on account also that tomorrow he is traveling. Prof, where are you traveling to?
I'm going to attend a new UN NEPAD meeting as a speaker in Pretoria, South Africa.
Thank you very much. We can attend that meeting by faith. You can attend it by faith. Thank you very much. So that is his next address, and that's why when we invited him, we knew it was really tight. And that is also why, gentlemen, I know you should have started your meeting here, but he's going to Pretoria. We were just trying to ensure that we have him before he goes to Pretoria, isn't it? Yeah, so thank you very much. We wish you well, and I really greatly appreciate Prof. God bless you. And thank you, Ma'am, for continuing to support us in public campus and also in these engagements. I think we have come to the end of this portion of the day. Ordinarily, there would have been questions and any reactions and comments, but because we want to be fair to the team that also needs to have their fellowship here, we will transition from here to where Austin will be telling us shortly for our afternoon engagement. Is that okay? Yes, so thank you very much for being attentive. I know it's we have stretched into the time. Ma'am, how are you? Let them at least hear your voice as you step out.
Good afternoon. Mine is prayers, prayers, prayers. All I do is pray for young people because we know we are living at a time when even being here is a gift from God, because many would rather be elsewhere. We thank you for being here, for listening, and we continue to pray for you that God will give you your heart's desire. Asanteni.
Amen. Thank you very much, ma'am. That was the matron in my wedding, so that's a serious person in society. So we wish you well. Austin, please come so that he can give us direction subsequent to this. Thank you very much, guys, for being here, for staying up until this time. I believe